the game.
Hey there, I'm Kel Siddiqui. What started as helping people with their money at my dining room table grew into a 7-figure financial coaching practice. Now I teach others how to build a thriving coaching business of their own. Whether you're just starting out or you've been coaching for years, I'm here to help you make a bigger impact while doing what you love. This is the Financial Coach Academy podcast. Let's dive in. Hey Coach, before we dive into today's episode, I want to invite you to a free live workshop I'm hosting called How to Create Buy-in with Your Clients. If you've ever felt like you're working harder than your clients are, or you've had those sessions where someone nods along but then doesn't follow through, this workshop is for you. We're going to talk about how to create true commitment so clients stay motivated and actually get results. Oh, and your job as their guide is not just easier, but more rewarding. You can grab your spot at financialcoachacademy.com/create commitment. I'd love to see you there. First, a review that was left by Don F. for the Financial Coaching Playbook on Amazon. Don F. said, if you're a new personal finance coach, this book is a must buy. It's a comprehensive guide from getting started to marketing to processes and procedures. I wish I had known about Financial Coach Academy in this book before I got trained under another financial coaching program. That program provided little to no support on how to set up your business, services to consider using, how to market yourself, and the process and procedures you need with clients. Thank you, Don, for taking the time to leave a review for the playbook on Amazon. And if you haven't gotten your copy of the playbook yet, head on over to Amazon and search for Financial Coaching Playbook. All right, welcome back to the Financial Coach Academy podcast. I am so excited you're here today because we are going to explore a very common crossroad that coaches often hit. Do I grow my revenue by adding a service, or is there another move I should make? A coach in our community asked if she should tack on tax prep, investment management, or insurance sales to bring in more income. And maybe you've wondered the same thing. It's a great question, but underneath it, I find there's a bigger one. How do you grow as a financial coach without burning yourself out or watering down the very thing that makes you a great coach? That's what we're unpacking today. By the end of this episode, you'll have a clear sense of what phase you're in, what growth moves make the most sense right now, and why adding more is often the wrong first instinct. Because there's a pattern I see over and over again, and it's not what you might expect. Let's start with the add more services trap. I've been there, done that, and I'm here to share the lessons I've learned. When you're ready to grow, it is natural to look around at other financial professionals, advisors, CPAs, insurance agents, and think, maybe I should do more of what they do. More services equals more money, right? And oftentimes this comes from a desire to be a one-stop shop for your clients, or to provide a fuller range of services to them on their financial journey. But here's the trap. Every new service is like starting a brand new business. Each one needs its own marketing, its own systems, its own expertise, and its own client journey built. That's a lot of spinning plates, coach. I remember when I added a group program to my one-to-one coaching business, and I thought, I'm just going to add a group program and all the people who can't afford one-to-one coaching will go into the group program. Landing page, forms, emails, appointment types, calendaring, systems, onboarding, offboarding, marketing, and here's the real lesson I learned. The person who wants a group program is not the same person coming to you for one-to-one private coaching. They're actually two different ICAs or ideal client avatars. This isn't me saying it can't be done or it shouldn't be done. It's me saying the dream of more revenue and bigger impact comes at a cost. My job isn't to tell you not to do it. It's to help you prepare for the journey ahead if you do. Okay, maybe it's not a group program you're considering. I've seen coaches who are doing well with financial coaching add tax preparation, and suddenly they're spending February, March, and April completely overwhelmed, barely able to serve their coaching clients properly because they're so busy trying to not only create systems around their new offering, but also fulfill on that offering. Or coaches who dive into insurance licensing and spend months studying instead of refining the business that was already working. It's a natural instinct, coach. When you're ready to grow your revenue, you think about what else you can or should be offering. One thing I want you to appreciate about what you're contemplating right now is this. Do you remember the first service you launched? Maybe it was your private coaching. The nerves you had, the worries, the fears, all of the unknowns. Now you're thinking about adding a service, and I bet you're not experiencing half of that. That is growth worth capturing, coach. That is how much you have grown as an entrepreneur and a coach. That's incredible. Please take a moment to celebrate you, because even considering this demonstrates awesomeness. Here's what the add more trap leads. When you spread yourself thin, you don't become known for excellence. You become known for dabbling. And excellence is what creates results, referrals, and the reputation that actually drives your revenue. Now, let's zoom out for a second, because this isn't just about whether you should personally add services. Here's the bigger truth. Financial coaching isn't just a profession, it's a role. Sometimes that role looks like a private practice that you run on your own. Other times it's a role inside CPA firms, an advisory office, a wellness company, or even an HR program. Wherever it lives, the role of a coach is the same, guiding people beyond the numbers and helping them to build a solid financial foundation, one that is rooted in real life, real feelings, and real strategy. Financial coaching is more than products or numbers. As financial coaches, we make money human. That is the role we get to play. And here's why this matters for today's topic. If you're in a coaching role, your value isn't about how many extra services you tack on. It's about how well you help clients turn financial knowledge into lived results. Before we talk about what to do next, we need to get really honest about where you are in your business right now, because the solution depends entirely on your current phase. We talk about this a lot more in our free roadmap training, which you can access at financialcoachacademy.com/roadmap. But let me dig into this a little bit more before we dive into the purpose of this conversation. Most of the time, when a coach asks me about adding services, they're not actually maxed out. They're in what I call the consistency phase. They've got 5 to 10 regular clients. They're coaching a few hours a week. They're seeing results, but they know they could take on more. At this stage, the growth move isn't to tack on tax prep or insurance or those types of things. It's to optimize what you are already doing. Think of it like a restaurant that's half full on Friday nights. The smartest next move isn't to launch a catering division. It's to fill the tables they already have. For coaches, what that means is getting clear on your niche so referrals flow more easily, optimizing your client journey so results become much more consistent and marketable, and then raising your prices to reflect the transformation that you're delivering. I will see coaches put in a ton of effort and over a long period of time in order to launch a new service or a new product line, all to avoid raising their current coaching prices. I get it. I have been there. We do a hard thing in order to avoid doing a hard thing. You know what I mean? Also, if there's a product or service you want to add, imagine if the professional who is currently offering it becomes your referral partner. They specialize, you specialize, and the client wins. Oftentimes, the new service is actually a terrific referral partnership opportunity just waiting for you to seize it. You are currently built for one-to-one coaching or whatever your current offer is. So if you're not at full capacity, double down on growing that offer first. The point I'm trying to make is actually a piece of good news. You likely have significant growth potential within your current model before you ever even need to think about adding services and all of the complications I described. So if not more services, what actually moves the needle then? Here are a few proven strategies. Number 1, deepen your expertise. Instead of adding sideways, go deeper. Become known as the coach for couples who fight about money or the coach who helps people crush 6 figures of debt. Specialists can charge more and attract more clients than generalists. You become the go-to person for a specific type of financial result, a specific niche of client, and potential referral partners. What this feels like, coach, is becoming more valuable, not just busier. Can you imagine what I'm describing and what that can feel like? Hold on to that. That's what you're aiming for when it comes to revenue growth. Strategy number 2 is to optimize your client journey. Better results equals better marketing. When clients are transforming, you get more referrals, more testimonials, and more repeat business. Better and more consistent outcomes means clients who are happier to pay higher prices. The client journey, as you know, if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, is something I obsess over. And it's a key, and I mean key component of the Financial Coach Academy. Yes, it's about getting our clients results. But what I discovered really early on is that clients who feel supported, who feel bought in, who trust the work we're doing, where we're going, and where we are now, and they can see that whole path very clearly, their results will be far greater than someone who is second guessing what's happening, isn't sure what comes next, or where they're going in your coaching program. How we build this, those various touch points, and equally as important, how we articulate this to clients is everything, coach. Strategy number 3, increase capacity strategically. Once you've mastered one-to-one coaching, you can expand into intensives, VIP days, or other formats of one-to-one coaching. But do this only when your systems are strong. Your niche doesn't dramatically shift because you're still supporting people who want one-to-one private coaching time. You're simply shifting the time frame and how you deliver that. And strategy number 4, build systems that support premium pricing. Better onboarding, clearer programs, and a more polished experience all allow you to charge more without adding new services. You position yourself as a boutique practice, someone who delivers transformation through a high-touch service, not just 60-minute coaching sessions on repeat. Now, don't get me wrong, there are times when adding services works beautifully, but it's later than what most people think. Consider adding services when any of these 3 scenarios are happening for you. 1, when you're already at full capacity and have a waiting list. When you literally cannot serve more people with coaching, then you might consider adding complementary services. When clients consistently need something that no one else is offering and you are positioned to deliver it. This isn't about what you think would be fun to learn. It's about what your clients are asking for that no one else is providing. We've seen coaches who work primarily with small business owners realize their clients need bookkeeping support, so they partner with or hire bookkeepers. But notice, they didn't go learn bookkeeping themselves. Unless you have a really unique approach to bookkeeping, then create a referral partnership instead with a stellar bookkeeper. And scenario 3. When you've built enough systems and team support to sustain multiple service lines without sacrificing quality. This usually doesn't happen until you're several years into your business and have strong operations in place. You need systems for each service, team members who can help, and very clear processes. I highly recommend hiring your first assistant when you have one service. It takes time figuring out how to work well together, how to delegate, where's the line between their role and yours. Get that solid foundation in place before adding a service. Training and onboarding someone when you've got multiple offers, different onboarding paths, various deliverables, it's doable. People do it all of the time, but it's harder, coach. This takeaway is worth repeating. The better move isn't doing it yourself. It's partnering. Many of the most successful coaches I know build relationships with advisors, CPAs, and insurance pros. They create a network of trusted professionals instead of trying to wear all the hats themselves. That way, you stay in your coaching role, helping people implement and change while leveraging other experts for those technical pieces. This approach often generates more revenue with less stress than trying to become licensed in multiple areas or even multiple states. The key question isn't whether you can add services. It's whether adding services will help you better serve your clients and grow your business, or whether it will distract you from what you're actually doing best, coach. There's another reason why deepening expertise usually beats adding services, and it has to do with how people perceive your authority. Think about your own buying decisions. When you need help with something important, do you choose the generalist or the specialist? Most people choose a specialist, especially for complex or emotional topics like money. When someone needs financial coaching, they're not usually looking for someone who does a little bit of everything. They're looking for someone who's known for getting specific results. Now, people aren't walking around saying, I want a financial coach specialist and not a generalist. What they say, though, is, I want someone who can help me. They want to feel absolutely confident, absolutely certain that you are the person who will get them off the hamster wheel, unstuck from the same shit, different day cycle that they've been in, and can actually deliver results for them. And that confidence, coach, doesn't come from offering 10 different services. It comes from you being crystal clear about what you do best and then doing that thing really, really well. This is where building your authority becomes crucial. Authority isn't just about credentials. It's about being known for consistently helping people achieve specific outcomes. Authority comes from specialization, from having a clear niche, from getting consistent results, and from being able to articulate exactly how you help people transform their financial lives. And when you add too many services too early, you dilute this authority. Your marketing becomes money because you're trying to speak to so many different needs. Your referral sources get confused about when to send people to you, and your pricing becomes harder to justify because you're not positioned as a specialist. This is especially important in the financial space because people are already skeptical about who to trust when it comes to getting help with their money. They want to work with someone who clearly knows their stuff in a very specific area. Building authority in one area first also makes it easier to add services later if you choose to. People trust specialists who expand more than generalists who claim to do everything. All right, Coach, I want to get really practical now. If you're listening to this and you're thinking about growing your revenue, here's what I'd have you look at first. Step 1, check your capacity. How many clients are you serving right now? How many hours are you actually coaching each week? Do you have a wait list, or are you still looking for more clients? If you're not close to full with what you're already offering, that is your answer. Don't add more services. Fill your current practice first. Step 2, look at your pricing. Are you charging for the transformation you deliver or just for your time? Most coaches undervalue themselves here. Are you working really hard in order to avoid doing the hard thing? Episode 91 of this podcast, I give you a step-by-step guide to raising your prices and communicating it with your clients. Aligning your price with the results you're helping people create is a whole lot easier than trying to master a brand new service line or adding a profit center to your business. I promise. Step 3, evaluate your results and systems. Are your clients consistently getting outcomes that you can point to? Do you have testimonials, stories, and data that show your impact? If not, this is your growth opportunity. Stronger results makes sales easier, referrals flow more naturally, and raising prices feel more obvious. I have to tell you, Coach, little side note, a little over a year ago, I took a behavioral economics and consumer choice and decision-making program from UPenn. It was so awesome in this regard. I learned about the psychological motivations behind consumer behavior, which honestly, that part I was like, yeah, I've witnessed all of these behaviors for the past 16 years of doing this work. But the coolest part and why I took it was to learn about evaluation tools. Creating a survey, like the client questionnaire that we use when clients first come to us, is actually an entire science, and it's called survey architecture. It was fascinating, and we really expanded our ability in my practice to collect more accurate behavioral data on who our clients are and what they need and the exact type of results we're able to get them. If you have ever taken an assessment and you're like getting all anxious because there's only 2 answers and to the question that's being asked, and neither of them really fit what your answer would be, survey architecture is all about how to avoid that and provide answers so every person can see themselves in one of the responses. Now, I'm not suggesting you go and take an executive level program from UPenn. That was the stage of business that I was in. That's the stage of my own growth that I was excited to explore. But what this boils down to is, do you have testimonials and success stories that clearly demonstrate your impact? Are you requesting those consistently and even in an automated way? Oftentimes when we first start, we don't really know what kind of information we need, but it really is the foundation of so much. Leaning into this is one more way that you specialize, which leads me to step number 4. Get clear on your specialty. Who do you most love working with? What money challenges are you best at solving? What kinds of results keep showing up in your practice? That's your niche. That's your expertise. That's where I want you to double down instead of spreading yourself thinner. And step 5, build systems that let you grow. I love this. Just this week, we had one of our reveal parties in our Financial Coach Mastermind where coaches share outcomes they've achieved in their business and the journey it took to get there. Because let's be honest, the journey to get what we're trying to achieve is not always smooth sailing. And a coach shared how she added a new technology to her business, something she had been putting off for a while. And when one of the other coaches asked how she chose the one that she ultimately decided to use, she said it was because it felt like the one that could grow with her, and she was going to grow. She knew that, but that it's a smaller package to start, which was perfect for where she was at right now. So this might mean better onboarding, more comprehensive deliverables, automated nurture emails for every step of the client lifecycle stage, not just onboarding. The goal is to create structure that supports your growth rather than just adding to your workload. Here's the key to all 5 of these steps I just shared. Only after you've maximized growth within your current model should you even consider adding new services. And even then, make sure it's intentional, not a distraction that looks shiny in the moment. Here's what I want you to remember from today's episode. The fastest way to grow your revenue is through specialization and optimization, not diversification, and it's through depth, not breadth. Your clients don't need you to do everything for them. They need you to be excellent at the transformation you're already best at. When you're excellent at one thing, they'll pay you more, stay with you longer, and tell others about you. You might have significant untapped potential in your current business model. You just need the right systems, positioning, and focus to unlock it. So this week, pick one area to focus on. Is it your capacity, your pricing, your client results, your position? Choose the biggest opportunity you see in your current practice and pour your energy there. I promise you'll be surprised by how much growth is waiting for you right where you are. And if you want help with this, whether it's building authority, tightening your client journey, or creating the systems that support premium pricing, this is exactly what we work on inside the Financial Coach Academy. We help coaches grow businesses they love by going deeper, not wider. Your job, coach, is to focus on that one thing before you even think about adding services. Coaching isn't about stacking on more and more. It's about showing up with compassion, curiosity, and clarity so clients actually follow through, they sustain changes, and even enjoy the process along the way. That's where the magic happens. That's when it gets super fun. Double down on that. Obsess over the part of financial coaching that I've been obsessed with for nearly 2 decades, making money human. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope this gives you clarity on your next steps and helps you grow your revenue in a way that serves both you and your clients better. Next week, we're diving into why the words you use in your marketing matter so much. It's not just about selling financial coaching. It's about helping people see the transformation they're really investing in. We'll break that down, how to make that shift, and why it changes everything. Thank you for listening, Coach. I'll see you next week. Remember, you don't need to do everything. You just need to be excellent at what you do. That's all for today. If you're ready to grow your own financial coaching business, head over to financialcoachacademy.com for helpful resources and tools. If this episode helped you, hit subscribe and leave us a review. I'll see you next week.